Welcome to your daily focus, February the 16th, 2022. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. And I send it right back to you. Sorry about my absence yesterday. As I told you, I'm having a huge overhaul happening in my life. That being said, there's a lot of extra stresses, there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of everything, and you know that does take a drain on you. I'm not going to show up and try and do a reading when I'm exhausted, when I'm physically and mentally exhausted, because I don't think my connection is going to be true. I don't want to give you half the information or the wrong information, and you go by my words and it completely ruins your day. So I do not want to be responsible for that in any way. I am trying to work it through, but at the end of it, um, the most I can see it taking is a couple of months. The fastest I can see it being taken is a week. So we'll see what happens, but I will then no longer have a day job. I will be retired. So, and I could never understand why people that were ready to retire just didn't jump into it, but I understand it now. Because I've been weighing it out and doing certain things and looking at the bank statements. You know how it is. Anyways, I was sitting on the fence and I was teeter-tottering and teeter-tottering, and something happened that opened up my eyes to it's time. And as much as I really don't want to, I know that that is the solution that I need to take. But the happy part of it is I'll be here more often and consistently. And we could get back to maybe the monthly readings or readings, private readings again. I miss them dearly. I don't do them. I haven't done them for years. Just my mom took over, and then I had to breathe. And then, anyways, it's been a roller coaster ride, and we're here now. And I'm sure many of you can relate to the roller coaster ride. So know that I speak from the heart, and I'm also walking the path. And I know sometimes that my words are so much easier said than actually done, because I'm trying to do them right now, and it is hard. So if I'm not here off and on, please forgive me for this. But the end result will be me here full time. So I hope that that's good news for you. I think it's great news. So I apologize. Yesterday was a kind of day. Today was too, but I took a nice nap, so that's why I'm late getting here. But at least I woke back up again. Sometimes I don't. And we don't want to miss this one because it is a full moon energy. So I have to be here for your goodness sakes. This is over the next 2 weeks, the energy that's going to be affecting you. I best show up. So let's start with the numerology before we do anything. It's the 16 energy. The 16 energy is about awakenings. Sometimes these awakenings happen because we were sitting on the fence, so to speak. We didn't want to look at the problem. We didn't want to deal with it. We didn't want to, we were hoping it would go away or just happen on its own in some fanciful way. And so it comes face to face with you. It says, you're going to deal with me, and you're going to deal with me now, and you're going to be better off for it. So sometimes when things happen to us, we think it's a bad thing happening to us. Things happening to us aren't good, bad. It's how we handle it. There's lessons and learning experiences in every challenge we face. So how well are we paying attention? One plus six is a seven, so standing in our truth, very much about relationships. Absolutely. Working on our relationships, deepening our relationships, understanding what relationships are no longer really a part of our path forward. Or maybe we're feeling like somebody's choosing that we are not part of their path forward. And it's okay to let it go. It's okay to let them go. And if they're meant to be in your path down the road, they will show up again. Don't worry. So it's definitely looking at our relationships and growing our relationships under a 7 energy. It's bringing in the beauty. We will look to where we can compromise, where we want to compromise. Don't give away a part of yourself by compromising. Stand in your truth. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 15 energy. And that is letting go. That is transformation. That is releasing things so that you can go forward in a new way. Allowing the old, the burden, the stress, the anxieties to drop away and leave you refreshed and renewed. Very much like, well, a snake. A snake will go in between the rocks and whatnot, and their skin gets removed. And if you've ever found a snake skin, it's just one piece. They just eventually crawl out of it. How uncomfortable it must have been when that skin was getting so tight. And now they feel refreshed, alive, renewed, rebirth. We have the sun in Aquarius, the moon is in Leo, and we will have our full moon, and then it will move off into, would it be Virgo? So maybe before supper time at some point, because, yeah, about supper time. Because the full moon's around lunchtime. I'm going by my time zone, so it might be a few hours off in either direction for you, absolutely. But you will feel the energy. You will feel the intensity of the energy. You will feel the wave of the energy. Full moon is in Leo at 27 degrees, I believe. So that is a 9 energy. That is about letting go. That is about clearing the path. That is about getting rid of the clutter. That is about understanding where you were taking extra steps that weren't necessary. Things that don't have value in your life anymore. In order to bring in the new experiences. So maybe over the last several weeks, you've been trying to work on something and something has been standing in your way. And now is the time to release, to complete when it comes to the full moon energy, to heal when it comes to the full moon energy, so that you can drop that burden, that anxiety, that fear, and feel like you have been reborn. Absolutely. Definitely the energy for that. I think Pluto's involved. So Pluto is very much about death and birth, birth and death, death and rebirth. And that's where our warrior, our strength going forward, who we are, standing in our truth, really, with Pluto, going after what we truly want with Pluto, understanding that we have to destroy some things in order for the new to begin. So it's okay. It's not good, it's not bad, it's what you do with it that will make it good or bad. What else? Oh, Mars and Venus. Just prior to the full moon. They get together in the sky. They're in Capricorn. I think that's at 16 degrees as well. So when we're talking about relationships, most definitely it's about our emotion in the relationship. Now, under this kind of energy, we could really feel bad about who we are. We could have emotional outbursts. We could get very sad. We could get jealous. We could get all these emotions can be so strengthened. Pluto's involved too. So all these emotions get so strengthened. So you have to stay very conscious of your self-talk, of what you're thinking about, of if you're building yourself up or tearing yourself down. And be careful, and you really want to turn it into the positive and be very aware of it, because otherwise it can just take you down a rabbit hole. You'll be like, how did I end up there today? My goodness. So we have to stay conscious. We have to stay alert to our emotions, our feelings. And it could be anything. It could be guilt. Something that can easily eat away at you, quickly make you lose your confidence in yourself, doubt yourself in some way. So don't allow that kind of energy to come in, because otherwise it's a very magical time. Let's get to the cards. Oh, look at that. The death card comes out. Look at that cloak we're wearing. Take it off. Get rid of it. Look at you. You can't be having any fun whatsoever. You're on guard. You are maybe fearful, full of anxiety, worry, concern. Things are weighing you down. This is the emotion of being pulled right down. But if we look over here, there's our inner child. And look how sad we look. But we want to set ourselves free. We want to understand that it's just the emotion that we are feeling. It's just the energy of the skies on why we feel like we must be fearful or looking for rage or unhappiness in the corners of our life, corners of ourself. So this is very much about a transformation, a rebirth. I forgot to look at the bottom card. What is it? Oh, the Tower card. It's the 16 awakenings. The Tower card comes in and usually takes something away from you that you have been hanging on to, and it has no value in your life, even though you believe it has value. Or at least it had value for a period of time. I know I should have gotten some water. So it's very much about going with the flow, understanding that whatever comes about over the next several weeks, we just need to go with the flow. We need to breathe. We need to step back a little bit and think it through. We can't let emotion rule, but we can't let our logic rule either. It has to work in combination, and we have to look. We have to walk through that fire. This is the walls falling down. This is about clearing everything out. This is like kicking over your cup. And allowing yourself to rebuild a whole new experience, a whole new world for yourself. One step at a time. One brick at a time. So put that back under. Okay, so talk about strong energy. Tower is the bottom card. Death is our first card. Temperance is our next card. Having more by having less. Understanding what the true balance of happiness, joy, peace of mind is for you. Balance is for you. It's not the same recipe for anybody. My feeling, my definition of peace of mind, happiness, joy may be completely different than yours. So here we are, and we've got 2 cups in our hands, and we're flowing the liquid back and forth, just trying to get the right measurements in our cups. So where do you feel that you need to, in some way, revisit maybe your work habits, maybe your home habits? What do you do at home? Are you glued in front of the TV? Are you reorganizing? Are you redecorating? Are you moving? Does it match who you are? The harmony? Letting the harmony surround you rather than clutter or disarray? And the full moon energy is beautiful for getting rid of the clutter, for understanding what no longer has value in our life, what weighs us down. What weighs us down? What burdens us? What fills us with anxiety? And understanding how we can make our lives feel so much more enriched, so much more beautiful, more, um, writing the narrative for what you want to step into. Rather than, so it's really about pulling it back a little bit. Watch the emotions though today. Okay, our next card, oh my goodness, the Hangman. Knew I had to show up for this one. What a strong reading. The Hangman is about pulling it back a little bit. We're not struggling here. We're meditating, we're thinking, we're doing a couple of deep breaths. We're understanding where we are in the present moment, what we can control, what we can't control, where we need to surrender, where we need to compromise, where we need to pull back. It's being in the now. It's not so much about yesterday or tomorrow. It's about today and what we are doing. And we're giving it thought because we know that what we do today will matter down the road. So we want to make sure that our steps are correct. So even if you think this is what I need to do and I'm going to get it done, think it through. Talk to somebody. Especially with the strong emotions today, we can get that little green jealousy going and just fly off the handle at our partner instead of taking a deep breath and saying, okay, so what am I seeing? What do I want to know? And how do I broach that subject? Or do I broach it right now? But it keeps you in control of the situation. It allows you to take that huge emotion that you have and actually control it into what you want. So take that emotion and understand how to form it into what you want it to be going forward, how you want it to impact your life. Our next card, oh my goodness. When's the last time we had a reading this strong? The Hermit appears. The Hermit is somebody who goes in the desert, goes into the cave, sits in quiet contemplation. And when they are ready, when they have the answers, when they have the knowledge, when they've tapped into the wisdom, only then will they come out of the desert, out of the cave, and continue on their journey. So it's a little bit about your past and how you've gotten to the here and now, but it's more important about the here and now and how we want to go forward. So I would take with all these cards that in some way we can control the narrative, but we have to be very conscious of our thoughts, of our actions, of our words. The Ace of Cups appears as the final card. The Ace of Cups is what we're going to. The brand new cup, full of hope, full of dreams, full of visions of our tomorrow, goals, desires, obligations, and responsibilities are in there too, but they're good ones and we want to do them. This is creating your new path, changing your destiny or stepping into your destiny if you feel that you can't change it. It's about reinventing yourself or a part of your world. Maybe you've never ever bothered to exercise or work out in your life, and this is going to be the changing moment. And you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to sweat. You're going to want to feel like you've pulled every muscle in your body. You're going to want to feel exhausted because it's going to, instead of like, oh my gosh, I can't do that again, never ever, you will say, oh, you know what that is? That's me getting into a lean, mean fighting machine. That's what it is. So the Ace of Cups appears. What a shine on that cup. There we go. Got the beautiful dove over top. We're embracing it. There's magic all around us. So expect magic. Expect miracles. This is a very exciting time that we are in. And remember, with the Leo moon, we are independent. We are strong in our voice, in our commitment to our dreams, our goals, our values, our morals, ourselves. And we want to make the world a better place. That's the beauty. It sounds so self-centered when you start describing it, but it's only because you want everything to be just so great in your world, in your environment, in your home, within you. Okay, we will get a mantra card. So we have some very strong energy. And with this many cards, free will is going to play a very small part here. So it's really what we do with the energy that matters over the next several weeks. How we grab that pen and write the narrative. And it could be, a crisis within your relationship. Things will play on your mind. But with Mars and Jupiter, what's that other planet called? Venus? Oh my goodness. Mars and Venus conjunct, it's a beautiful time for dating, for meeting new people, for celebrating the people in your life. Okay. Owl, follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. Always follow your gut, your first feeling, your first thoughts. Owl, the wise old owl. He sat in the tree. He didn't speak, he listened. The owl's listening all the time, turning its head. So there's wisdom to attach yourself to. And the wisdom is in part working with your intuition. We all have intuition, and it will lead you in the right path. When you think of what you should be doing and what you can be doing and following your intuition, maybe you're just walking home and you usually take this alley as a shortcut. Something tells you not to, so you don't. And you get home safe and sound. What knows, or who knows what was waiting in that alley for you? What would have happened? How it would have changed your life in some way. And probably not for the better. Many of us have had the experience at least once where we hear the stop, or that car is going to pull out, or that person is going to step off the sidewalk in our mind, and we don't even recognize it, and then they do, and it's like, wow, I just heard that in my mind. Like, we've all had that experience to some extent, that we just know. And so it's trusting your intuition. It's trusting that inner voice. And that's where we can really attach ourselves to true wisdom going forward. Okay, let's get the book out. Enough of my jabbering. Owl. So, we all hold within ourselves some qualities and traits of the owl. We might have fine-tuned our intuitive abilities, that sense of inner knowing. Maybe you've become strong-willed, perceptive, and wise. Learn from the silence of the owl's spirit, which offers lessons in stealth and poise in our everyday lives. If you're about to take on a new business venture or let go of some part of your life that is no longer relevant, it's important that you become more observant. You cannot fool the owl. He's aware of his surroundings at all times. With this message, you can follow your goals to prosperity and heed these qualities to live the life of your dreams. I love how it all comes together. My goodness. The mantra is, I am wise and intuitive. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. I'm wise and I am intuitive. Tell yourself that, because it is true. The more you tell yourself and recognize it, the more you can write that into your narrative going forward. We'll do an animal card, of course, because it's a full moon. We will do our Journey of Love card. So, what do we got here? Oh, look at this. Silence with the skunk. The owl just told us to be silent, to listen, to observe, to know our surroundings and know ourselves. And now we have the skunk. Silence. He's been showing up quite a bit lately, actually. He hasn't been a stranger, that's for sure. So meditate, quiet your mind, sense, respect ego, and protection. Silence makes the real conversations between friends, not the saying, but the never needing to say that counts. The message with skunk is for you to walk in silence. You may feel that in order to get through your situation, you need to act defensively or aggressively. We already know that we'll kind of have that kind of energy within us. But skunk tells you that just walking in silence can be just as powerful, if not more so. The skunk uses their odor to attract their own kind, and they use that same odor to repel those that don't want them near them. Choose the proper energy that you want to put out into the universe in order to attract the right kind. You don't have to make a lot of noise to get what you want. You just have to review the situation, act with respect, and a sense that in time you will receive. It's not about ego. It's about confidence. So it's believing in yourself, trusting your intuition. Watch your emotion. Be in control of your emotion. Be aware of your emotion. Okay, the journey of love cards. Let's get them out. Excuse me. So remember, you could be on the receiving end of those emotions as well. Well, somebody just goes right off, the deep end with their emotion to, almost expect it. And even with the knowledge of it, we can find ourselves just way out in left field instantly. And then we got to run all the way back in, right? So, but rather use the experience, use that emotional energy, and think about it, of how you want to go forward. And maybe it is just ignoring it. Maybe it is looking it right in the eye. And if you follow your intuition, if you tap into your inner wisdom, you will know which ones are which. Absolutely. And we have heaven 70. So the 7 energy. So 1 plus 6 is 7. So here we are. The final card is matching up with our numerology of the day and Venus and Mars together in the sky. Look at that picture. Isn't that gorgeous? The blues. And I'm surrounded by snow, but sometimes you wake up and the sky is that beautiful blue and it's reflecting on the snow, and looks like somebody just took a million jewels and just sprinkled them across the yard. Oh, and in the trees, all the branches will go white. They'll be covered in ice if you just have the right temperatures. We're supposed to be getting a lot of rain, and then we're supposed to get ice, and it's supposed to freeze up and snow. So I love getting out in the country if you can get down the roads, because don't know if a plow's been there yet, and just take in the beauty. And sometimes we just need to relax and take in the beauty and let your subconscious work on the problem at hand, what you need to say, what you need to do, what you need to step into, what you need to step away from. Okay, 70. My goodness, I think there's 71 cards in this deck, so it would be right at the end. Okay, I'll read the poem first. The sky ablaze with morning light, on silver wings of birds in flight. In gratitude a tear released, a knowingness embraced at peace. She speaks to those that gaze below, ancestral wings which call my soul to open hearts and soar above. In awe the winds await this love. You were meant to live in heaven now, not later, sometime after you die. What use is this life and body if not to live in heaven now? Look for the mad divine genius in all that is, especially the puzzling parts of your life that make you scratch your head, or tear at your hair, or scrunch up your face and scream with frustration. Those are the places in which the divine is saying, here, heaven is hiding. Let's unveil it together. Let me show you. Let me unveil your own mad divine genius right here. Look for heaven, even in hiding. It will not withhold itself from you for long, beloved. It wants to be known by you. The oracle brings a special message. The enlightener is calling you to more, to more, to more. More divinity, more love, more acceptance, more embracing of life itself. There is no limit in what is being offered to you from the divine love or calling to you, the beloved. Rejoice and know that the dance of love between you and the divine is removing the veils of illusion one at a time. Until you behold each other naked and true, finally to discover you are each other, you are love. Well, doesn't that bring it home? Doesn't that just bring it all together? So open yourself up to more and more and more. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.